Following the release of the highly intriguing Breath of the Wild sequel trailer, analysis after analysis and theory after theory have been created and uploaded by several Zelda theorists, and even those who would normally cover other game titles. It's no question that this new trailer has the gaming world captivated, and has revealed just enough information about Link, Zelda, Ganondorf, and others to keep us all wondering. Some of the theories that have become much more popular recently are theories surrounding the mysterious Zonai tribe, which is an ancient tribe of barbarians that lived long ago in the Faron region, said to have served the Dragon of the Spring of Courage, who we can safely assume is Farosh, the Green Dragon, still alive today. This ancient, forgotten tribe has one thing in common with someone we know very well. The Zonai serve or represent the spirit of courage, just like the hero, better known to us as Link, is known to represent as well. Could it be that Link bears more than a spiritual resemblance to the mysterious Zonai people of the distant past? Could it be that Link is a descendant of the Zonai tribe? What's up guys, Masked Nintendo Bandit here, and today we're gonna delve headfirst into Zonai theory, which like I already mentioned is pretty popular these days. So chances are, if you're watching this, you've already given the Zonai tribe some serious thought and or spent some time already watching theories covering the ancient people group. On that note, I'm not really going to spend too much time going over theory about who they are or what their purpose was. There are already a bunch of theories out there covering this. If you haven't seen any just yet, I highly recommend the recent Zonai video uploaded by the Commonwealth Realm called Ganondorf and the Zonai Mystery, featuring Nintendo Black Crisis. They cover some good stuff and make some great points that I basically completely agree with. That being said, we are going to go forward within Zelda lore, piecing together what could prove that Link is a descendant of the Zonai people. Real quick before we get into the video, I like to remind people that this voice you're listening to right now, yeah, you know, me, I'm a real person. Not only am I ecstatic that you've decided to watch my video, but I'd be honored if you would consider liking this video and subscribing to stick around for much more Zelda content to come. If you do that, not only will you be informed of all my new content coming out, but you'll be able to check out everything else I've done already, and YouTube will continue to recommend this content to other Zelda fans just like you and me. Feel free to leave me a comment below if you enjoyed this content as well, or if you want to point out something I may have missed. Now, without further ado, on to the content. Starting out, we're going to quickly cover what is believed to be the Zonai tribe's purpose and legacy. According to the video I referenced earlier from the Commonwealth Realm, the Zonai were basically an old advisory to the Kingdom of Hyrule on Ganon and how to defeat him. Now, where I don't really agree with their theory is the part where they state that the Hylians, under decree of the Hylian king, basically exterminated the Zonai due to, well, divide and conquer, I suppose. I think there's a different reasoning behind the disappearance of the old barbarian tribe, but to explain what exactly I'm on about, I need to jump out of Breath of the Wild for a second and talk about another faction related closely to the legendary hero. Have you ever heard of the Knights of Hyrule, aka the Hylian Knights? I'm not talking about soldiers or other sorts of footmen that may employ the armies of Hyrule, but rather the more powerful protectors of Hylian royalty, referred to canonically as Hylian Knights. Historically speaking, knights were oftentimes members of royalty themselves, and were always more of a threat on the battlefield due to greater quality weapons, armor, training, and nutrition they were able to obtain due to their rich royal heritage. In Zelda lore, the Hylian Knights share a similar background, in that they are all descendants of the legendary hero, proven in the Hyrule Historia book, page 93. Now, if you're interested in Hylian Knights and whether or not they are royalty, and whether or not that by extension means Link is royalty, I just so happen to do a video on that exact subject. If you're at all interested in this theory, I'll have a link to the other video in the description below or at the end of this video, or both, so please feel free to check it out after we're done here. Anyway, Link is normally a descendant of knightly blood, as we see in the game A Link to the Past when it's revealed his uncle is a knight, and by extension, Link himself. Skipping back to Breath of the Wild, to quote Zelda here, Link is absolutely the son of a knight of Hyrule. Zelda states he, quote, dedicated himself to becoming a knight as well, just like his father. With Link's heritage in being a knight explained, let's go back to talking about the Zonai. Some of you out there who have been paying really close attention to what I'm saying this whole time have probably got a decent idea about where I'm going with this by now. What if the Zonai tribe were not exterminated, but rather affiliated as knights? I mean, we already have a tribe dedicated in Zelda lore to serving the dragon Farosh, who obviously represents the goddess Farore and by extension her spirit of courage. Would it really be so far of a stretch to say that the Zonai tribe were also descendants of the legendary hero? And that, if they were descendants of the hero, that is why they inherited the blessings of the spirit of courage? If they, like the Commonwealth realm touched on, serve the goddesses and help Hyrule defend against the forces of Ganon, and have been known to be great warriors, why wouldn't they continue on to join Hyrule as knights that defend Hylian royalty against Ganon? One might say to this point that the Zonai tribe could not have become the Knights of Hyrule because they exist in Breath of the Wild at the current standpoint in the timeline, whereas the Knights of Hyrule have been confirmed to have existed as far in the past as Ocarina of Time chronologically speaking. This may be a fair point at first glance, but, and this is already something a lot of Zelda fans theorize about, what if the 10,000 year gap talked about in Breath of the Wild actually encapsulates the entire Zelda franchise, or even just most of it? If the Zonai tribe existed 10,000 years ago, and that was before Ocarina of Time, it could be that they went on to join the Kingdom of Hyrule as Hylian Knights, which could be seen as the next step in their purpose of worshipping the spirit of courage and defending Hylian royalty. Follow this train of logic, and eventually you find yourself at Link, the hero of Wilds, Hylian Knight, and Zonai warrior. Could this explain the strange reaction we see in the trailer when the mysterious hand clutching Ganondorf's chest seemingly transports itself to Link? If that hand is Zonai magic, what if Link is able to capture its power because he is a descendant of the Zonai? Admittedly, there isn't too much evidence within Breath of the Wild that links the Zonai and the Knights, or even the Zonai and Link for that matter. But there is one thing that may help my argument, although it is a minor point. You know how Link has, for the first time in any Zelda game, the ability to change what armor he's wearing at will? Well, all the armor he can find in-game has one thing in common amongst themselves. They all fit Link. This may seem silly, but it is true that Link fits into both Hylian Knight armor and Ancient Barbarian armor. Sure, Link may not be fully grown, and it's also not too far of a stretch to say that the Barbarian armor may actually be one size fits all. I mean, just look at it. But if you think about it, what are the odds that an ancient suit of armor, crafted meticulously by warriors for warriors, would fit this Hylian Knight thousands of years later? I mean, unless genetically, Link has the Zonai stature in his bloodline, and that's why he fits perfectly. But what do you all think? Let me know in the comments below. I want to thank you all for watching so much. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content and want to see more. Also, here is a huge thank you to my new Patreon supporters, Andrew Close, Callie, and Skylar Hughes. You guys are amazing and a huge encouragement to me. If anyone watching is interested in supporting Masked Nintendo Bandit, or just seeing what the tier rewards are, I'll have the link to my Patreon page in the description below. Chat with me and my subscribers on Discord, which I'll also link in the description. Check out the other videos I've done on Breath of the Wild too. Keep the hype real, guys. This is Masked Nintendo Bandit signing out. Peace!